everybody. Thank you for being here. I've most likely communicated with you in some way or fashion. My name is Shay Halabody, and I'm with the district. I'm the Communications and Outreach Manager. So if you get our newsletter, if you got an invitation for this, if you're on social media, we've kind of interacted with each other before. But I'm happy to be here and just talk to you directly today. And so I'm going to discuss a communications toolkit to help you engage your end users. On your way in, each organization should have gotten at least one of these toolkits with the district's logo in it. If not, you can go to the front table and grab one. Also have some pins if you want to take notes. I'm going to be going through this. It's going to be an online resource that you'll receive after this event, and I encourage all of you to use it. It's just a template, so it's not like you have to use every single word I said. I want you to adapt it and personalize it in any way that you need for your people. You can also just throw this out and be like, ugh, I don't want that, and you come up with your own communications toolkit. I would still consider that as a success for the day. And so in this toolkit, I also wanted to take a step back later again. I know that it's really challenging for each and every one of y'all to achieve your drought curtailments, especially during stage 3 and stage 4. And so I know that for a lot of you, that goes down to your end users. Your end users are the ones who ultimately make or break your accomplishments of those. I see Pickle shaking his head, or nodding his head. And so you may have seen this drought chart. If not, you were included in here somewhere, depending on the aquifer that you obtain your water from and what classification your permit is. And so you're on here somewhere, and I just wanted to say that I know that, especially like when we're critical at 30%, 75%, 40%, 50%, those reductions, it gets hard. It's hard for anybody to accomplish those, and we understand that, and it's challenging for us as an organization also. And so this communication toolkit is to help you inform and educate your end users about how they can reduce their water consumption so you collectively as a community can accomplish that. And so on the next slide, so in this toolkit, I wanted to cover some of the basics that are on the cover page. When I do email this to you, you're just going to get the cover page, and in it you'll be able to click the links for the additional resources included. And so the audience is your end users or your customers. So you will be able to use this to talk directly to them and provide information. I feel like a lot of the end users maybe don't understand why y'all are contacting them and saying, use less water, stage 2, stage 3. It can get really confusing, especially when you hear City of Austin's in stage 2 or City of Butay's in stage 3. You hear all these different phrases and it doesn't make sense to the end users necessarily. So this toolkit is to help you communicate those basics with them so they have a more foundational understanding and they therefore can see how they play a part in the bigger role of conserving the water resources or helping it stretch, as Jacob said, and can help y'all ultimately accomplish your curtailments. Additionally, content. So in this in this toolkit, we have 4 emails that I'm going to include in it that you can send out to your end users, but you don't have to use them as emails. You can make them letters and fold them and mail them out. You can create it and have it in a newsletter. It's whatever you want. This is just a template. Treat it like a Play-Doh, make it whatever works for you. The only thing in the templates is that, I might say the word email in there somewhere. So I need to adjust that. And of course, the hyperlinks for a letter would need to be adjusted to a full web link. And then I also have some social media posts. They're not included in this packet, but when I send it out to you, there will be some suggested social media posts that you can use. It's basically content I took from the letters, but I just kind of want to show you how you could take the content and make it into posts that you could then share with your end users. Those could also be like little tidbits that you include in newsletters that you have and share, or maybe in your bill inserts or something. Again, it's choose your own adventure. Format, like I said, there are email templates that you can adjust them as you would like. And then I have a suggested timeline. My thought process for this was to start sending them out in early June, especially when we start hitting those, dry times, potentially this year, dry, hot times, and sending them out about every week and a half to 2 weeks to your end users. And then by end of July, they'll have received all 4 and hopefully have learned something to where they're conserving more water ahead of those really tough months. And so, again, what's included in the toolkit? Like I said, we've got templates for emails, newsletters, letters, social media, however you want to use it. And then I've got 4 emails that are included in here, which are the other pages in this packet. Email 1 kind of just gives them the basics of who the district is. Many of your end users may have no idea what the Barton Springs Edwards Aquifer Conservation District is. It's a long name. People probably like, oh, I don't know what that is. And so I wanted to give a little bit of an understanding of what it is and how it connects to their water and your organization and drought as a whole. Email 2, I'll go into more detail on each of these. But email 2 is understanding our drought triggers. I wanted them to understand what the heck stage 2 means, stage 4. I try to keep it really surface level because it can get really sciencey real fast, but I want to give them a better understanding of what it means. Email 3, talk about indoor water conservation, a lot about WaterSense and Energy Star. And email 4, I talk a lot about water conservation, and I say what people don't want to hear. I say don't water. But we'll talk about it in a second. So next slide. Email 1, I talk about what the district is. I try to make it really simple and easy for them to approach, and I also provide our website so they can go visit. And I also explain what your connection is to the district. So instead of them maybe thinking, oh, why is this company raising our rates or telling me I can't use my water, maybe it puts a little bit more blame on us, and maybe it takes it off of you. Maybe that'll help out. But then they can see, oh, the district, that's who's managing it. It's a government entity. I understand what the connection is there, and that, oh yeah, my water is coming from this particular aquifer. Like, I understand that better. And then it also says that you as a permittee are only allotted a certain amount of water. And so it helps them understand, like, oh, that's why we're in this stage of drought, or oh, that's why they're asking us to reduce our consumption. And then I also say that the allotted amount is impacted by the drought stages. And so I include this chart in here, but this is up to you to update. This is me just filling content in here. I, of course, you need to fill out whatever your actual curtailments are, and then what this target amount is for you based on your end users, and the amount of end users. And so I went with 100, that's pretty basic, and a lot of folks do use that number, but I don't know if that's gonna help you meet your requirements. So again, choose your adventure, fill in the information as you need, and then instead of saying the average household, which is 3.7 people, no household literally has 3.7 human beings in it, so I think that number is not very useful. So instead I put it by per person. So 100 gallons per person per day, so it's about 3,000 gallons a month. So then it's up to them to be like, oh, I have 2 people in my household. Oh, I have 3 people in my household. And they can come up with those numbers for themselves. But it's really hard whenever we put the signs out and it says, reduce your water consumption by 30%. What the heck does 30% mean, you know? It's just a number to a lot of people. And some folks might be doing really well at conserving water. I'll do my own horn. Me and my husband, we do great at conserving water. On the City of Austin charts that they have, we're way below even the eco-friendly people. And so we do pretty well. So reducing by 20% for us doesn't mean anything, as if there could be a family that's using 20,000 gallons a month, and their 20% is not as much as they should be reducing. So giving these hard numbers helps people look at their monthly bill and say, oh, we're way above that, or oh, we're slightly above that. What can we do to make a difference? Or they could be crushing it and they're like, oh, we're not the problem. So very important for you to take this and update it as you need in here. Also in the emails, you'll see places with brackets. You'll need to update wherever those brackets are with information, whether it's your organization's name, what level of drought we are in at that time, cost of things. It's all up to you to update. Email 2, next slide, goes into the drought triggers, and so I talk about what determines the the district's drought status. I try to keep it surface level because it can get really complicated really fast. And so I basically talk about Lovely and Barton Springs. The lovely thing about Barton Springs is people see it, they know what it is. Lovely is a little, I always say it's a little less sexy, but it's fine. Lovely is also really important well, and I describe that too. Also give them resources to go into our website and seeing those drought statuses for themselves. Explanation of the drought chart and their curtailments. So I explain what this chart is and how it impacts you as a permittee and therefore them as an end user. And then monthly water use targets are based on the curtailment. So I bring back that chart into this email again to really emphasize the importance of it and to tell people again, like, based on the drought stages, it determines how much water you should be targeting to utilize. So hopefully making it as simple as possible for them and less overwhelming. Next slide is email 3. So really emphasize saving water and saving dollars in this one. And so it's really important for folks. Well, I was trying to think of a simple way because you hear people talking about water conservation constantly. So I was trying to think of like a little bit of a different way to go about it and make it more approachable. And so WaterSense and Energy Star are two federally backed programs that focus on energy and water conservation. WaterSense obviously focuses more on water. Energy Star obviously focuses more on energy, but they both include one and the other within it, whether it's water and energy in both. And so I talk about what they are and how they're beneficial and how you can look for these labels on your dishwasher, on your next toilet. You can also install aerators on your sinks. And I said that those are only, you can get them as cheap as $5, those aerators. So maybe, people are a renter like me. I can't replace my toilets, but I can go get an aerator or a new shower head for 20 bucks, and I can make an impact that way. So I include a lot of information about both of those, and I also include this chart with specifics of what label you'll find for each one. Dishwashers are, I guess, more energy intensive, and so that's why Energy Star focuses on them, but they also conserve water. And I also try to give an understanding of about how much water it'll save. These are all metrics given by the EPA, and then about what it's equal to. So just giving them an understanding of, oh wow, I could save 113 showers a year. Maybe some people get really jazzed about that. And then lastly would be really helpful is if you go in and you approximate the cost savings. I of course can't do that because you all have different amounts that you charge, but you could go in and update that information and make it extra impactful of oh, I could save X $100 a year if I switched out to this. And I also include other tips for folks who are maybe renters like me and ways that they could conserve water too. So everybody can be included in this messaging and not action for saving dollars. So for the last email 4, I just went straight to it, and the EPA says the biggest, 29% of indoor usage for water, outdoor usage for water, 29% of household usage for water is going to lawns, and that equals 9 billion gallons per day. And I, broke that down into that's enough water to meet the water needs of over 61,000 households for an entire year, and that's just going to grass. And so, maybe it's not a popular concept to just hit it, but I knew that this would be the biggest way that people could conserve water. Just by not watering their lawns from July to September, they could save about 8,000 gallons. These are all approximate. And so, just ask them for a few months to not water their lawns, and also saying that it'll likely come back. If your grass is established, I never water my lawn in the summer, and it always comes back. But if that's too intense of a paragraph for you, you can take it out and just include the second section I included, because I also added a section about other things that they could do. So planting native plants, when to water, replacing if there's clock-based controller with a WaterSense one. There's a lot of options that people can use if they do want to keep those great ones. But hopefully we convert some people. Next slide, please. And so, there's a lot of information here, but maybe you want more information to include in your newsletters or your social media or in these emails that you're going to send to your end users, perhaps. I definitely recommend subscribing to our newsletter. If you signed in, which everybody please do, and you check that box of, yes, I want to receive your newsletter. Those are coming from me, but I also include drought updates every other month, or actually every month. And then in the off months, we also have a newsletter that has a lot of information about, the work that the district is doing and different activities that we have going on, maybe different events. But it's a really great place where you can grab information and maybe personalize it for your end users so it's really meaningful to them. Additionally, follow us on social media. I would love for you to share our posts or just steal our content and share it on yours. I don't care. Just share it, get the good word out. Let's get people conserving water and understanding where it's coming from. You can also reach out to me. Shoot, I changed that slide. that's not my email, it has an extra E in it. I fixed it and it still showed up. My business card at the front. You're welcome to email me directly. If I get 150 people emailing me, maybe I can't give you all the attention I'd like, but since there's about 20 folks in here, I'm happy to help you tailor communications for your end users. If you're at a loss, if you don't have a communications person, or if your communications person needs help, reach out to me. I'm here to help you make that a reality, and I don't quite know all the resources you need to help your end users. So by you reaching out, you're actually helping me do my job also. And then I'm gonna send out a survey, hopefully tomorrow, and filling that survey out will help immensely. It will help us know if this toolkit is helpful, if this event was helpful, what else would be helpful, so the district can better serve you. And then also, please take some time to explore our website. I just redid it. I think it looks great, but I'm biased. So please check it out, find some information, share some web pages. There should be plenty of content that would be really valuable to you. And if you see something on there, or you don't see something on there that you would like to, let me know. I'm happy to add it for you. And additionally, if you haven't been to one of our board meetings, really encourage you to join sometime. We'll have really great information and a great opportunity to meet our board members and team members. At the end of this event, you'll also have time to chat with Jacob and me and Tim and Larissa from Hill Country Alliance. But we're happy to get to know you so then we can put names with faces and also better assist you. Yeah, and so with that, are there any questions for me? Well, if you think of some later after you have some time to go through this, please feel free to contact me. Again, my business cards are at the front. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.